Great morning. Happy Saturday, everyone. Great to be here with each and every one of you. We are going to get started with our conversation of today. Make wealth real. What a name, huh? What a title. Once again, this is Fernando Ramirez, Regional Director with MWR. And for those that are watching through YouTube, our YouTube channel, Diversified Cash Flow, hello, everyone. So let me bring up the screen here. We'll jump into our conversation, our Make Wealth Real conversation, and then we're going to tee it off right after that to a quick training in our amazing uh, calculator. Okay, Make Wealth Real calculator. Let's call it like that. Make Wealth Real calculator, where you're going to calculate the numbers. You're going to start to visualize exactly why Make Wealth Real makes sense to you. So I'm here about to pop up the screen. Good morning. Good morning. If you can let us know where you're connecting from in the chat, state, and we would definitely appreciate that. All right. So Mr. David Gibson. All right. Great to see you here, sir. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Let me see. Let me make a couple of folks here co-hosts before we jump on the screen here. I see here Mr. Herschel. Great to see you here, sir. There we go. Host. And then yeah, because once I pull up the screen, I can't see what's happening behind cameras. So if we have these amazing leaders being our co-host, participation is always important. Thank you. Okay, so David Gibson team, good morning, everyone. Los Angeles, California. Martha Ramirez, Missouri City, Texas. Marietta. All right. We also have, let me see here. Cleveland, Ohio. Jameson. Detroit. David. Okay. Excellent. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's okay, North Carolina, Rollersville, Ron Samuels. All right. Okay, so this morning I was pretty excited to become a part of our reading club and our entrepreneur mindset. I say club, right? These leaders are amazing. Their topics, their conversations really get you pick up your. I mean, it really gets you excited to know that we're going in the right direction with this when you surround yourself with tremendous leaders like Dr. G.W. Parker, David Gibson, Ron Copeland, anyone that participated this morning. I really appreciate your words, your inspiration, and it leads us and it prepares us to this kind of world here, which is make wealth real, the new way to build wealth. Okay, and as you can see the name here, for a lot of us that see it for the very first time, it's kind of hard to digest, especially if you're living in these economic times that are, you're faced with difficult moments. Gas prices are up, everything's up. Now we're going to talk about your income being up. So when you connect a different perspective of information, you're like, wait a minute, all I hear is bad news about inflation, the cost of prices. I'm paying the consequences of all this, I'm not making enough money. Well, now is the time to transition from that kind of thinking to the make wealth real thinking, the new way to build wealth. So let's talk about how important it is to understand where we are. Building wealth isn't what it used to be, especially in today's economy. Technology is advancing faster than ever, and artificial intelligence is replacing people's jobs while reshaping the entire industries in real time. The tech world. How many of you know that there's been about 135,000 people that lost their jobs because of the changes right now as we speak? And you know what the average age is? Between their 40s and their 50s. They thought they did have a good job until something drastically changed. And this takes me back to the pandemic times. Okay, back in 2020, changes again. So anytime changes occur, a lot of people, get left out. Okay, and the other thing about what really gets me thinking a lot is 40 and 50 average age range. When I read this, it impacted me. It takes someone that age about 27 weeks to find a new job. So people are hurting right now, but as you can see here, the gap is going to continue to expand between the people that have and the people that don't in regards to finances. And this is what we're trying to change. change that perspective to move people from not having to having. Okay, and it starts right here, right now. Okay, so which raises an important question, right? How do some people keep thriving financially while others struggle just to keep up, like right now? Okay, so the answer is simple: leverage. And I say leverage, but also a reprogramming in the way you're accustomed into doing things in regards to money. The people who thrive financially aren't working harder. They simply have access to systems, strategies, experts, and assets that allow their money and their efforts to compound and work harder than they do. If you can just dream for a quick minute, imagine having money working for you instead of you working for money. See, I understood that early on in my life, from 18 to 24, I used to work as a plumber, working too many hours for so little money, chasing money all the time, trying to make ends meet. A young parent, right? Didn't know nothing about finances. So I would get pretty excited when I used to get side hustles, painting apartments, doing anything that I could, being a plumber. Sometimes they would use me or ask me, hey, do you know anybody that knows painting? I would take on those jobs. Okay, so think about that. So leverage is what we're talking about. So we're taking you away from the thinking of traditional work to now leveraging. Okay, so unfortunately, most people were never shown how the systems work or how to access them. So money plays a vital role, but it's not just money that people want. How many of you want more time freedom, predictable income, peace of mind, the ability to live life on your own terms? If you could wake up to a perfect day with time freedom at your disposal, what would you wake up doing and where would you go? Imagine thinking about predictable income, not having to worry about inflation, the cost of prices, gas, and all that, but having predictable income that surpasses what is happening in today's economic times. Peace of mind, having enough saved, invested, where you don't think about bills at all. The ability to live life on your own terms. I mean, we all dream about that, right? But we think that it probably will require more work, more hours, taking massive risks, sacrificing our current lifestyle. That's why a lot of us choose to stay where we are rather than moving forward with an opportunity because we think it's going to require a lot of money and a lot of time invested. All right, so MWR is this, I call this the speedometer of our prosperity. Right here, this is your automobile. I want you to think about now driving your dream car for a quick minute, okay? And look at this experience right here. This dream car of yours, you can speed it up as fast as you want to or take it as low as you want to. But it allows you time freedom, more control over your daily schedule. It also allows you the opportunity to have financial independence through residual and passive income, money that you don't have to work for, faster results, leverage to accelerate progress, okay? Safer and smarter managed risk, expert driven results. So think about this incredible brand automobile to financial freedom that you have in front of you. And you have access to all this, and you can go as fast as you want to, or as low as you want to, or at your own pace. Okay, so this isn't theory, it's proven system. That's already working for thousands, including us, my wife and I. We are able to enjoy time freedom towards achieving financial independence through our residual income and passive income. We are achieving faster results, safer and smarter managed risk, experts driven results. You know what got us excited when we signed up with this program 4 years ago? Is this parameter right here. It put us in the mindset that we can achieve our goals and dreams. And it's not about us, it's about you now. You can position yourself and you can drive this puppy out of the lot to financial freedom. Okay. So now let's talk a little bit about the new way to build wealth. And give me a quick second here. MWR done for you wealth systems. All right. So what we're going to talk about is we're going to show you how to shift your current expenses back into income. So whatever your money is going right now, we're going to find money in areas where we're going to shift it. Also, we're going to show you how to earn to refer other people and build a residual income doing that. We're also going to show you access to $50,000 guarantee funding, freedom appreciating assets, passive monthly income, savings, income funding, and assets all in one ecosystem. So let's get right into it. All right. And this is where we're starting. So I want you to think about your first year in your financial freedom automobile. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to show you how to shift expenses back into income. Our licensed experts are in these different areas that we're going to talk about right now, okay? Where you can actually save anywhere between $700 right out of the gate up to $2,000 in the longevity of our program. We're going to show you how to eliminate your debt, how to reduce your taxes, how to reduce your monthly bills. And if you have credit that is already damaged because you couldn't stretch your money anymore and you maxed out your credit cards, you couldn't pay your automobile on time, we got credit restoration tools and services, health care reduction, and daily purchases discounts. Okay, so this is where we're going to find a lot of your money that is going in the wrong direction. So our experts are going to put that money back into your pocket. Okay, like I said, your situation could probably be $300 a month, $700 a month, $1,000 a month. For our personal situation, when we jumped on board, they saved us money on our taxes, more than $22,500 from the year 2021. That was our biggest income year. So when we came in here, they saved us $22,500 on our taxes. Our bill negotiation, monthly bills, we just moved. They were saving us $98. And by moving to our new place, we did the same thing, contacted them. Now we're only paying $40 on our Spectrum bill, and we're paying $103 on our phone bill. 3 lines. So we're saving ourselves more than $127 right now as we speak, ladies and gentlemen. So this is basically where our experts find the money. Okay, so our experts do the work and you enjoy the results. Now let's talk a little bit about referring other folks, okay? And I want you to start visualizing once you start using the services. Remember, you come in here, you're going to use the services. And as you start to use the services, what do? Like when you go to a restaurant, you start to refer other folks, right? So let's talk a little bit about what is it that we earn. Okay, so we earn multiple streams of income paid daily. If you refer and you or your team or your community refer 12 people, now you have access to $600 a month in residual income, in addition to shifting expenses back into income. Once this begins to grow, just the way it does when you start to refer and your community starts to refer, now you can increase those numbers to 36, 90 people. Now your income jumps from $600 a month to $1,500, $3,000. What can you pay with that? See, you can accelerate getting out of debt by adding more money to your debt so you can get rid of it or you can invest it. Once it grows to 480 people, we're talking about a six-figure income. Now you can start cutting down other responsibilities economically and start to consolidate everything into one ecosystem like MWR, where now you're generating in six figures. Think about 5 years down the road. You build a business that now is helping 6,000 families all over the country. You can become a millionaire. See, the objective of the word here is helping other families. And nothing happens if you keep your mouth closed. Everything happens when you start to open your mouth and start spreading the word of how Make Wealth Real is changing your life. Just like you would driving that automobile out of the lot. You would share it with your friends. You would show it to them, right? Hey, I bought a new car. This is your new financial freedom automobile. So think about the numbers. And I want you to start visualizing how much money you're able to generate by blessing and helping other families. You know, you can grow an organization to as much as 33,000. Think about how many people are going to be changing their lives because they're shifting expenses back into income. They're referring other folks, sharing the story. And we got thousands of testimonials, including ours, when we're actually changing people's lives by spreading the word in what we do. All right, so let's transition here to the next step. All right, Fernando, so how do I activate this incredible residual income? The first thing that we're going to do is put your list of contacts together, find out who needs what you're using. Simple as that. Once you find 3 people that become excited as you are and a customer which is an outside customer outside of you. That's you and another customer and 3 team partners. Now you have activated your daily residual income. The company pays 365 days per year, 7 days a week. That's $150 a month, $1,825 per year. So when this begins to spread, the company will give you upfront money before building your residual income, and every enrollment that you bring is going to pay you $50. Okay, this is a customer and sponsor bonus enrollment. There's another bonus that you actually have access to for 90 days. By bringing these first 4 families, you're going to get paid from the $1,500 momentum bonus, $150. Okay, once this begins to grow to 12, 20 a day, 600 a month, 7,300, they're going to pay you from the $1,500 another $450. By the time you unlock the entire compensation plan and your community grows to 36 members, you got $50 in residual income daily, 1,500 a month, $18,250, and you have liquidated the entire momentum bonus. The company right now is giving you more money. Okay, but the promotion that they have of this additional bonus expires the last day of May. So take advantage of the opportunity and make more money on top of the money that you can make. Okay, so now as you start to grow your organization, you're going to earn also unlimited $300 weekly lifestyle bonus by helping 6 families, 6 other team partners add to the system in a week, an additional $300. Also, you're going to generate anywhere between $30 to $150 on an infinity bonus, and I call it the infinity bonus, legacy bonus, where anybody in your team who signs up as a team partner will pay you. No matter where in your organization they are, you're going to be able to receive that override, and it's going to compress all the way up to your title. Okay, and that's a beautiful thing, because while you're building this money over here, you're enjoying fast money to build it right. Okay, benefit from community efforts instead of just your own. That's called leverage. And there's a saying that I've learned from the first billionaire in the United States, which is J. Paul Getty. And this is what he said, how he built his fortune. I rather make 1% of 100 people's efforts rather than my own. And that's exactly what this compensation plan offers. Okay. Now let's talk about the bank's money. Besides building your personal credit, now you can start building business credit through Fundable 360, where you're guaranteed $50,000 right out of the gate. Once you meet the requirements, $50,000, no collateral, no personal guarantees, no personal credit risk. Our company is very reputable. It's recognized as a premier business funding system by Forbes, Inc. 5000, Entrepreneur Magazine, and more. So now you have more leverage to be able to invest more money besides making money from referring and besides shifting expenses back into income. Okay, this is how you build a fortune. So now let's put this money to work. What are we going to use? Let's compare what's in the market. Okay, we have a new and a better way to build wealth. Make Wealth Real has created a unique way to grow your wealth that can outperform virtually every wealth building strategy. Crypto, Forex, there's a lot of scams out there that people are getting burned from. Right here, you got access to precious metals. Real estate, obviously, it's been always known that people create wealth by investing in real estate, but precious metal is the safest way to do it. Okay? Why? Because this is a metal, an asset that you don't have to manage it. The system does it all for you, and it allows you money month after month being generated by precious metals. Okay, so let's look a little bit about how it works. See, we are the first to market and only precious metal income system company. At MWR, precious metals aren't just a way to store value. We put them to work for you. So once you start purchasing precious metals through MWR, you're going to hire your precious metal to work for you. You're going to have access to passive monthly passive income. Sorry, not residual, passive income. So once you put your precious metal to work for you, it gives you access to earning up to 2% monthly, 24% annually, benefit from asset appreciation, tangible, liquid, real assets that you own, no headaches, no special skills needed, Click to buy, click to earn, and get paid. And guess what? A lot in our community, lots of folks are already generating passive monthly income. And we're talking about 4 digits monthly. That's $1,000 plus monthly from precious metals. But Fernando, where do we find this money? We talked to you about already uh, shifting expenses back into income, referring other folks. That's where we're finding the money so you can eventually consolidate it in an appreciating asset that has a passive monthly income through rental agreements. Okay. So now let's introduce you to our incredible advancements here. Her name is Alex. We use Alex for everything. I remember when we started with MWR, we would have to figure out the questions, call corporate, and if corporate was closed, we had to send an email, and it would take a couple of days from them for them to respond. Now that you have access to on the tip of your fingers to Alex, right away in your back office, you can call Alex or you can save her number and she'll respond to any one of your questions that you have in regards to our membership. So she does 80% of the conversation now when we used to have to do it ourselves, and we only do 20% of asking the questions and referring other folks to meet Alex as well. And she will get your question answers on anything, our services, our membership, our compensation plan, our business model, everything. She has spoiled all of us, okay? Martha, my wife, is a little jealous about Alex because I talk to Alex a lot. So she's like, Fernando, you're not asking me all the questions that you used to ask me. Now you're using Alex. You're always with Alex. So Alex is fun to work with, all right? And she doesn't get mad either. All right, so let's continue on here. MWR done for you wealth system. Experts who help you keep and protect the money that you make. Community driven income working together to make you money faster. Like this morning, our entrepreneurial mindset reading club. I mean, we were just picking on our leaders' brains, taking a lot of notes, reading an incredible book, and we have a support system all over the place. You got the bank. Now you got other people's money. AI technology and system answer support access 24/7. Exclusive access to income producing assets that make your money do the work instead of you. Now, I want you to think about the different ways that you're learning how to make money, right? Which is shifting expenses back into income, residual income and bonuses, the bank's money, and consolidating that to what we have, which is our Make Wealth Real precious metal system that allows you to build passive income. So all the leverage you need to build wealth faster, safer, and smarter instead of trying to do it all by yourself. So the decision is very simple. As you're seeing what we have here, ask yourself this question. Can what I'm doing right now outperform MWR's wealth plan without any risk? If nothing changes, will I be financially free in the next 5 years? And this takes you back to the conversation on your automobile to financial freedom. What are you driving to speed up the process to financial freedom? As the vehicle that you have been driving for the last 5 years continue to give you the same result and you're not satisfied with it, it's time to put that vehicle for sale and start now looking at a different vehicle, which is a brand vehicle called Make Wealth Reader. Make Wealth Real. If either answer is no, your decision is already made. Okay, so get started. So what does it take, Fernando, for me to walk out of the lot with my incredible Make Wealth Real automobile? You can start as a member. Okay, that's option number one. You and your spouse or anyone that is over 18 years old that lives with you in your household for $159.95 a month. And we can commit to pay a depreciating asset automobile, and we're not talking about paying $159.95. This is a car that is going to take you to work. You're paying $500, $600 a month plus insurance. We're talking about your vehicle to financial freedom right here for $159.95 for you and your spouse. You have access to everything to speed up the process to financial freedom. Or number two, put turbo on it. All right. Now you got the turbo component, which is $100 more. Well, I can use the services of the membership, but how about adding an income stream? That's turbo right there to financial freedom. $259.95, a $100 one-time investment, and 159.95, and you have access to your business model, Alex, the services. Now you're speeding up the process to achieve financial freedom. So you choose, start where you're comfortable. You can always upgrade, okay, whenever you decide to do so. All right. So these are ways in how you can get started with what we have. Make it free or make it pay for itself. MWR members and business owners refer and maintain 3 active members to make your membership free. That was the first thing that we did, my wife and I. When we started it, we found customers right out of the gate and brought 3 customers, and we got 3 and then some. Now, MWR business owners, you can also refer 3 team partners that are visionaries like you, and they start doing exactly what you're doing. And now you start to build your residual income from $5 a day all the way to $15,000 per day, whether you work or not. This is an amazing business model that gives you access to build momentum and speed up the process to financial freedom. Now that you know better, it's time to do better. There's no perfect time. There's only now or later. And later usually costs you time, money, and leverage you can never get back. Remember, we're talking about compounding effort and compounding assets. The minute you start is the minute that you put the switch on to start speeding up the process to financial freedom. So your next step right now is to contact the person that invited you to our conversation, choose your path, plug into the system. That's the key to this. You plug into the system and you let the system do the work for you and have your money working for you to your goals and dreams. All right. On that note, we're going to continue with a quick financial calculator or leverage calculator training, because once you learn how to use this tool, you can start dreaming. You can start helping other folks make a wise decision in regards to where is it that we're going. Now we're going to paint the numbers right here, and we're going to customize this number. So if you're here for the very first time, you're blessed to be here, because the person that invited you, thought enough about you and said, you know what, we want you to learn about something new that I've been doing, and I'm pretty excited about it. So let me move on here to the next topic, and we should wrap up in about 15 minutes or so. All right, a quick training here. Saving this PowerPoint. Now we're gonna get here. I love our Make Wealth Real system. They give us everything. They make us look so good. Plus, they give us all the support. I mean, I feel spoiled every time I use their tools and their resources, because none other system gives you what MWR does. Quick second here. All right. So another 15 minutes. We're going to start visualizing and we're going to start dreaming here, okay? And I'm going to ask the participation of everyone that is here today, and I'll be actually looking at the chat. So let's talk a little bit about leverage. Look at this leverage calculator. So ladies and gentlemen, the leaders that are here with us today and also our guests, if you had the opportunity to start investing in silver right now, say for instance you have shifted your expenses back into income, or any type of financial rate of return that you have from using our MWR system, or maybe you refer some folks already and activated the residual income compensation plan, how much would you like to start silver with? If you can give me a number here in the chat, and we're going to use that number so we can start visualizing what the future holds in your next 5 years. So who would like? There you go, Lynn. All right, and Martha. Okay, so my wife Martha put $1,000. Lynn put $2,500. So she actually hit the button first, and David put 500. So hey, Lynn took over. She was the first to respond. So we're gonna use Lynn's example. Thank you guys for participating. Let's talk about $2,500 to start. All right, here we go. So $2,500. There it is. By only using $2,500 without a monthly, this is the potential rate of return 5 years down the road. Okay, $2,500 at 1.50% per month, which is 13% per year. And we're talking about leverage. This is your monthly rate of return from your rental agreement. You're putting your $2,500 to work. Now, let me ask you a simple question. If you put this money in the bank and you don't touch it for 5 years, and you decide that you're going to pull it out and say, you know what, I'm taking my money out of the bank, how much money would the bank give you in return? Would it give you $9,644.87 after 5 years? What is your answer? Your answer is probably no. They're going to give me maybe like $10 out of $2,500 that I put in there after 5 years. You leave your money in regards to precious metal, of course, because you purchase silver and you put it to work. This is what your 5 year game plan looks like month after month after month, whether you work or not. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a second example, which is Martha's, right? $1,000. And we're going to put now $1,000 in additional purchase annually, okay? Someone's coming in. If you can please let him in, I appreciate that, leaders. All right, let's take a look at this example here. $1,000 annually. So if you got $2,500 that you started with your first year, but annually you're putting $1,000, now you got $17,864, and you're generating $204. And do the math. $2,500 plus another $4,000. Out of pocket, you invested 4,000 plus 2,500, that's $6,500, correct? Yeah. And this is what you have already, $17,864. Everybody's paying attention. There you go. I like that because I had to let the guest in. All right, so this is pretty much painting the picture of silver, precious metals, and rental agreements. Nothing beats that. Nothing out there. I've invested in Bitcoin, and this outperforms that because Bitcoin, the only way for me to be able to have access to it, I have to take it out. But I wouldn't take those coins out because you pay a lot of taxes. Right here, you got access to silver. Okay. Now let's go to the next step. Leverage number 2. Now you're excited and you spread in the word and you find 3 other people that are as excited as you are and your customer. Besides what you have in precious metals with a monthly passive income, now you're building what we call residual income. So this is passive income. This is residual income. You know what we call this? Money that you don't have to work for. You're putting money to work for you. And what are you teaching these other 3 people that are with you and your customer? To do the same thing you're doing. Shift expenses back into income. All right. If you're a customer, obviously you're not activating the compensation plan, but once you shift your money back into income, invest that in precious metals and they get a rate of return. And who wouldn't want to get paid if they're generating passive income? They're going to convert from a customer to a qualified marketing director, and they're going to start doing the same thing you're doing. So let's assume you brought 3. This is your income yearly. And let's teach these 3 to do the same thing you're doing, and they do 50% of what you do. Now your passive income and your residual income are competing. You got $600 monthly pay on your residual income, plus you have another $204 from your precious metals. Now you got passive income and residual income, and you're generating $804 from residual and passive income. Money that you don't have to work for anymore. This is exciting news. Would you spread this to the world if you have a system like this that is paying you passive income and residual income? And what did you do? Nothing. You let the experts do all the work. You just open your mouth and start referring other folks. This is how simple this is. And use the financial calculator. I'm telling you, yesterday I did have a group invitation and presentation with our Spanish community. They got excited by seeing this right here. They're excited about it. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't I? Right? And we're not doing the explanation. We're just sharing what we're giving, tools and experts. All right, so now let's assume you want to do business funding, and it takes you, say, 6 months to qualify for $50,000. All right, remember, this is not time wasted. you're now putting things to work, and it takes time to start transitioning from where you are now to where you're going to be 5 years from now. So let's assume now you qualify for an initial business funding, and now you're putting the bank's money to work for you. Remember, you were already generating $804 a month. Now we're going to put $50,000 uh, starting and $50,000 for 5 years. Think about your business credit. Now you're going to put your business credit to work. So now you got $600 in residual income monthly. Let me move up here. Now what do you have by only implementing the bank's money? Hold on, my computer's freezing a little bit here. Are you all seeing my screen?
Yes, we see it.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Martita. Now look at this. Your assets are $530,000. You only use $250 in business funding in a 5 year time frame. You got business credit and personal credit too, right? Because we actually help you with that. Look at your monthly income, $5,235, money that you don't have to work for anymore. How many of you would think that would be a little decent retirement income? 5,000. It's like owning a house. Here in California, you don't purchase a house for $500,000. And this rent, yeah, you can collect on rent like this because rent's pretty high here. We're talking about your business and the bank's money. 530,000 gives you back $5,235.66 month after month after month, whether you work or not. And the cool thing about it is you got a loan that you don't have to pay back. Precious metals and your residual income from your business is paying it back, and you're building your business credit. This is exactly how the wealthy becomes wealthy. They never use their money for anything. They use tools like this, experts, resources, to have their money working for them. Now, I'll give you another example, okay? And we're going to wrap up after this. All right. So let's go back and let's get rid of the bank's money for a little bit because I don't want to confuse anybody. Going back to getting rid of this to 0 and 0. Okay. Now let's talk about your residual income again and the little bit that you started with in precious metals. Okay, take you back to where we started. But now you decide to grow your residual income. All right, so we're gonna tackle this the other way around. And you decide that you're going to refer in 5 years 36 excited people like you are. In 5 years, we're taking this 5 years, okay? So within a 5 year time frame, you bring 36 people there that are excited as Dr. G.W. Parker and a lot of the leaders that are here are about this business. And they all do 50% of what you did. They all brought, your first level brought half of 36. So when it goes deep down the line, your organization grows to 123,000 people, and you only need to activate the compensation plan with 33,000 active members, but it grows to this much. Now you're generating $450,000 a month in residual income yearly, $5,400,000 residual income. Look at your business. Now the assets didn't grow much because we're not using bank's money to leverage, but you can use your residual income to leverage. Okay, so you decide to do it like that, and you bring from the $450,000 and you invest out of the $5 million, $1 million that 1 year. But we're gonna leave it at that. Okay, I'm not gonna do more numbers because I don't want to confuse anybody. So you do that. Let's go back up here, see if the numbers hit. Now you got $3,138 in precious metals, and now you have an income that pays you $480,000, 183 what $480,183.84. that means this $1 million is generating an additional $30,000 a month on top of your residual income without even using the bank's money. You just built it from your organization and the little that you started with. Okay? Think about that. Where does that put you in your life? What would you be doing if that was your today? This morning you woke up and you woke up to this life. Tell me if you can put it in the chat. Where do you see yourself today making these figures? Okay, who would you be helping? What organizations would you be collaborating with and putting a lot of this money to work for you and work for other people? See, honest truth, Martha and I don't see ourselves spending all the money because we've done it before and we've lost a lot of our money by doing that. But think about this for a quick minute. Having these kind of figures and putting this money to work to bless other people. At the end of the day, when you got 33,000 people in your business, you're blessing those folks that are doing exactly what you're doing. That's what Make Wealth Real is all about. It's about you implementing everything, start spreading the word, and start creating your testimony of what Make Wealth Real is doing in your life. And you watch what happens. All right. So on that note, I'm gonna take the screen away. Anybody has anything that you want to add to what we trained on today? Are you all pretty excited about taking this and start sharing it with other folks? I mean, I already started doing that, and to me, it has become a game changer because once I use that calculator in real vivid examples and share it with other people, people get excited about this. So you got to spread the word. You know, if you have the cure for financial cancer and you're keeping it to yourself, sorry to say this, but you're being selfish. You have to spread the word, and that's exactly what we're doing here. So let's spread the word, ladies and gentlemen. I believe that we have given you enough to be able to take this back with you and go start talking to people. Start using the leverage calculator, and you are going to start having a lot of fun doing this. Okay. So on that note, if anybody, if you don't have any comments or anything that you want to add on, by all means, we're open ears. Other than that, we're going to let you get back to your Saturday. I'm going to work my list right now. I'm excited about today, and I know that you are too, because the company is giving us extra bonuses to bless other people. So don't keep the blessing to yourself, because a blessing, keeping it to yourself, is not a blessing to others. Okay? Take care, everyone. Happy Saturday. We'll see you all at the top.